All right. I'm Matt Blake, Mayor Pro Temp tonight, so unfortunate for everybody else, I'm in charge. So call this meeting to order, Tuesday, July 25th, 2023, Urbandale City Council meeting to order. I ask the city clerk to begin the roll call, please.
Blake.
Guess here.
Carberry Montgomery.
Here.
Kroll. Here. McBurney.
Here.
Obrecht.
Here.
Thank you.
All right. And if as you can, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. And I will read the character counts. Urbandale is a national leader in character counts, endeavoring at all times to promote and model the principles of trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, and citizenship. In conducting tonight's meeting, we expect that all participants will act in a respectful manner consistent with these principles. I do not have that memorized like the mayor, but nonetheless, first we have tonight, ask for a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
So moved.
Second.
What's that? I'm not used to this.
Sure.
Councilwoman Kroll. Second by Mr. Obrecht. All those in favor? Motion by, okay, discussion, please vote. We'll get this. There's a script even, but all right.
You're doing great.
I'll get this down. And this item passes. Next on the agenda is some presentations. And we have one proclamation to read out tonight for the 2023 National Night Out. And so whereas the Urbandale Police Department is sponsoring its 14th annual Crime, Drug, and Violence Prevention Program on August 1st, 2023, entitled National Night Out, and whereas nationally, the 40th Annual National Night Out provides a unique opportunity for the city of Urbandale to join forces with thousands of other communities across the country in promoting cooperative police community crime prevention efforts, and whereas the city's citizens play a vital role in assisting the Urbandale Police Department through joint crime, drug, and violence prevention efforts in the city of Urbandale and is supporting National Night Out 2023 locally, and whereas it is essential all citizens of Urbandale be aware of the importance of crime prevention programs and the impact their participation can have on reducing crime, drugs, and violence in Urbandale. And whereas police community partnerships, neighborhood safety, awareness, and cooperation are important themes of the National Night Out program. Now, therefore, I, Matt Blake, Mayor Pro Temp of the City of Urbandale, on behalf of the Urbandale City Council and the entire community, do hereby proclaim Tuesday, August 1st, 2023 as National Night Out and call upon all citizens of Urbandale to join the Urbandale Police Department in supporting the 40th Annual National Night Out on August 1st, 2023. All right, and then we have, are you here to? I am here. To grab this wonderful proclamation? Thank you so much. Do you have anything you want to say about it?
This is our biggest event of the year. This takes a lot of planning, and there's several of us that do a lot of work to put this together. Usually over 4,000 people show up to this event, and we have more vendors than we did last year. And it looks like it's going to be good weather. Everything's free to the public, and it's just an awesome event. So hopefully everybody.
Thank you very much. All right. Next on the agenda is the Citizens Forum. At this time, individuals may address the City Council on matters that are not a part of tonight's regular agenda. Is there anybody that would like to address the council? All right, please come up. So go ahead and just come up to the microphone here, state your name, where you live, and feel free to have provide a short summary of what you're here to discuss today.
Okay. My name is Melissa Eckerd. I live at 7209 Oliver Smith Drive, and I wanted to discuss an exception to the urban livestock ordinance. I know previously there have been exceptions granted for horses, bees, and more recently chickens. I would like the council to consider adding pet goats. In particular, this is my personal interest. Obviously, other people might want different kinds of goats. There's a breed called Nigerian dwarfs. They're about the size of a medium dog, maybe 2 feet high at the shoulder, about 75 pounds. And they're extremely sweet. They're bred that way. They're bred primarily for companionship. They are not really livestock animals. You can use them that way, but that's not what they were originally bred for. I would suggest, if this is something the council might consider, similar restrictions to what you have in place for chickens, like fencing requirements, shelter requirements. Something to consider is that a lonely goat is a loud goat, and most people would want to have 2, because 2 goats are so happy you'd never know they were there. And that's pretty much all I have.
All right, well, thank you for being here. We will take consideration of that. Again, we won't make any actions today, but we appreciate your feedback and thank you for coming here today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Does anybody else would like to address the council on any other item that is not on today's agenda? Seeing none, we will move to the next item. Next up is the adoption of the minutes of the regular city council meeting of July 11th, 2023. Do I hear a motion? All right.
Second.
Motion by Larry, second by Amy. I might just do first names, I apologize.
If you screw it up, I'll give you as much crap as I do.
That's fair. Any discussion? Please vote. Oh, I gotta vote too. Gosh, this is a lot of, okay. Motion carries. Item passes, apparently is how I have to say it. Okay, next. Consent agenda items 6.1 through 6.14 for approval.
So moved.
Second.
So move, second. Motion by Amy, second by Adam. Discussion, please vote. Okay, that passes. Next, we have public hearing. All right, public hearing and consideration of bids of Lions Park's splash pad. Published notice for this was on 7/7/2023 in the Des Moines Register. And I asked the clerk if there were any objections to this notice as published.
There were none.
All right, ask for a motion to open the public hearing.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Larry, second by Adam. Discussion, please vote. Okay, that motion passes. And here to discuss it today is Jan Herky. Take it away.
Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, members of the council, it's on this laptop.
Oh, it's on the laptop.
Yes. This one isn't playing nice in the sandbox. We'll try this one. So before you tonight is the bids for the Lions Park splash pad and the equipment. So give a bit of a background. The wading pool was removed in 2021. In October of 22, the council approved the master plan for Lions Park. First phase is this splash pad. So the purchase of the actual playground equipment came before you in June. And this is for the installation of the splash pad elements, the open shade structures, concrete utilities, and so forth. So we did get a number of bids for this project. And we got 7 companies that submitted the bids. Concrete Connections was the lowest bid at $414,000. Based on the review of the bids, we're requesting Concrete Connections for this amount, and it's about $4,000 or 1% below the engineer's estimate. So if approved, we're looking to move forward this fall with starting construction, anticipation that we'll have a splash pad at Lions Park for next season, next summer. A day like today, we sure could use it. So I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Jan, this image that's up here, is this the splash pad or is this a different one?
Excuse me?
The image that's up there?
Yes, that is the splash pad.
the actual splash pad.
That's the actual splash pad, correct.
All right, Any other questions? No? Seeing that this is a public hearing, is there anyone that would like to speak for or against this item? Seeing none, is there a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Motion by Adam, second by Larry. Discussion, please vote. That item passes. Okay, now we're on to the main resolutions. Do I hear any motions?
Motion to approve resolution 151-2023.
Second.
Motion by Larry, second by Adam. Discussion, please vote. That passes.
Motion to approve resolution 152-2023.
Second.
Motion by Larry, second by Adam. Discussion, please vote. Passes.
And motion to approve resolution 153-2023.
Second.
Motion by Larry, second by Adam. Discussion, please vote. And that passes. All right. Now we'll move on to regular agenda items. Sorry, just trying to get over to my script here. Next, we have Safe School Routes and Ordinance 2023, or 2023-06. Am I right on that one? Okay, here to present on this is John Larson.
Okay, good evening, Mayor Pro Tem, members of the council. This is our update to our safe school routes. Basically, what kind of brought this about is the closing of the Rolling Green Elementary, closing of Jensen Elementary, and then the reopening of Valerius Elementary. So I'm going to kind of run through kind of the overall what changes we're proposing. So starting with the Jensen Elementary School, there's currently hourly restrictions along 64th Street because of the school. So we're recommending to remove those restrictions and also remove the crossing guard since they're no longer needed.
John, do you have
Sorry,
something up?
it's still on the other laptop or?
Do you want to try minimizing it and opening it back up? It's just showing me the loadings or the screen.
Not showing up at all. It's almost looking like a second screen.
Yes. Guys, I haven't had this happen on this one for a while.
No worries.
There it goes. Be tricky. Well, you had to look up there.
All right. So starting again, now that you can see it. So we have, oops, a little hard to point here when it's not on the computer screen. So on 64th Street, there are hourly restrictions, which we'll be removing, and then also eliminate the crossing guard. On Rolling Green Elementary, at 81st and Airline and 82nd and Airline, we currently have the flip-up stop signs for the school, so we'll be removing those flip-ups. And there's also hourly restrictions on the north side of Airline Avenue and the west side of 81st Street, so we'll be eliminating those. We'll eliminate the bus park or bump out here as a loading zone and also eliminate the crossing guard. And then at the new Valerius Elementary, now that it's been reconfigured, there was a traffic study that was completed with the site plan process. Over here on the east side with 90th Street, this will be where the buses enter the school. So we're recommending having a stop sign on each side of Boston Avenue, so 90th Street will be the one that stops. And then over here at 92nd and Dewey Gibbs, there will be the parking lot will come out over to here, so it'll be a four-legged intersection, so we're recommending going to a permanent four-way stop at this location. And then there's also a bus bump out here, so we'll eliminate that as a bus area. But we're still looking to restrict parking when the students are coming in the morning and when they're leaving at night. So nobody's parking there when it's most congested, but then the rest of the time, you know, if somebody's parked here to work in the gardens and things, they'll still be able to use that area to park. And then we're looking to add a school stop and a crossing guard in front of Olmsted at 71st Street and Prairie Avenue. Out at Webster Elementary, when we added the traffic signal at 128th Street and Aurora Avenue, there's a couple of older ordinances we should have probably deleted and didn't, so we're just catching that now and eliminating those. And then we've got on 70th Street, there's a church that's located between Oliver Smith and Maryland Drive that for quite some time they've actually been parking on 70th Street, even though it's been a no parking area. It hasn't caused a problem. There's not a lot of traffic there on Sundays, so we're recommending to allow that and allow them to park on that block on Sundays from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And with that, I'd be glad to answer any questions.
Any questions?
So with the paintings, have any of those been done yet around Karen Acres since they start school Thursday?
We have started some of the painting. We don't have all the painting done yet.
Okay.
But we will by school time.
Okay. Busy day tomorrow.
Yep.
Any other questions? 2 items for consideration.
Move to approve the safe school routes for schools in the city of Urbandale.
Second it.
Motion by Amy, second by Larry. Any discussion? Please vote. That passes.
And move to approve the first reading of ordinance 2023-06.
And second it.
Motion by Amy, second by Larry. Discussion, please vote. And that passes. All right, next, 8.2, final acceptance of 128th Street sidewalk improvements. And here to present on that is John again.
Okay. So yes, this is our final assessment for our 128th Street sidewalk project. Location of where we're at. So we have 128th Street, goes left to right in the middle. Up at the right-hand side here is Meredith Drive. Over here is Aurora Avenue. So we've got 2 parcels on the east side of 128th Street, south of Meredith Drive, and then another parcel that's on the west side of 128th Street on the south side of Aurora Avenue. And then there was also a city-owned parcel on 142nd Street south of the roundabout in Parkland here. So in total, there's 4 properties being assessed. The one is owned by the city. We are assessing for 5 foot of sidewalk. Our preliminary assessment was based on a price of $55 per square yard. The final assessment is based on $47.51 per square yard. We do not have any deficiencies within the program, and all 3 of the properties that are being assessed have requested ag deferment. Basically, our sidewalk costs with the lower bids were reduced for as far as the assessment down to just under $93,000. The city's share did go up slightly due to the bids. The traffic control and restoration were slightly higher than we'd estimated. And with that, I'd be glad to answer any questions.
Any questions for John? Seeing none, there are 3 items for consideration.
Motion to approve resolution 144-2023.
Second.
Motion by Larry, second by Amy. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes.
Motion to approve resolution 145-2023.
Second.
Motion by Larry, second by Amy. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes.
And motion to approve resolution 146-2023.
And second.
Motion by Larry, second by Amy. Any discussion, please vote. That motion passes. Okay. Next on the regular agenda items, 8.3, the equipment purchases for Parks Department pickup. And it looks like questions can be directed to John or Jan, if there are any.
Move approval of council letter 7493.
Second.
Motion by Amy, second by Larry. Any discussion, please vote. And motion passes. And that brings us to the end of our regular agenda items, and we move on to mayor and council items. Amy, do you have anything?
I do not have anything. I probably should, but I don't.
I'd say we started the RFP process.
Oh, yeah, we could talk about that. Shouldn't we? Gee, mini Christmas. So yeah, we did start the human service RFP process today. We held the first of 2 interviews today. Matt, myself, and John Conyer are sitting in on those processes. So more to come.
It was good. It was a good meeting.
Only thing I had was glad to see that we received an update on our strategic plan. I did call out a couple items that we hadn't started working on, but I know one of them is associated with your RFP and then also working on the DEI initiative. Really excited to see when those start, but other than that, I appreciate the staff giving us an update and driving home. I mean, pretty much all of them were bolded or underlined, which means that we've either started them or finished them, so I appreciate the update on that.
I can add something
Go ahead.
to that. It's, I can tell you now or put it in an email, so I'll just mention it now to follow up on the strategic plan. There were a couple items. One, the compensation and wage study. Actually, that was just a typo. It should have been bold and underlined.
Okay.
So that's all done on the front of the multicolored sheet. Then there was a couple questions about where is the DEI plan, and what we're wanting to do is make sure that the data that comes from the human services on socioeconomic and demographic characteristics helps to inform a DEI plan. So one step, then the next. And then with regard to affordable housing, there will be a housing component of the comp plan, and then we build on that to look at more specifics.
Perfect. Thank you, Curtis.
You're very welcome.
And there will probably be a housing component potentially in the human service strategic plan as well. And the DEI data we have quite a bit of data already collected. So we'll make sure we'll wrap that all up at some point.
Larry, anything else?
That's all I got.
Good. Adam?
It's the time of year where it seems to be the only thing that grows is weeds. And see a lot of comments on the community boards about, some of the projects and the weeds taking over. I just didn't know if there was anything we could do in future construction documents to hold the contractors more accountable to knocking down weeds through construction process or stuff that way. So just didn't know if there's something staff could look at on that of how do we, 104th Street comes to mind right now, or the 100th Street in that area. Obviously Douglas got away with a landscaper that went out of business, but some is foreseeable, some's not. I just didn't know if other cities were able to put tighter controls into their documents so that those things didn't happen.
As for me, unfortunately, the mayor usually has a big list of events, and I didn't think to prep that. I apologize in advance. But I unfortunately wasn't able to make the Metro Waste Authority last week. I had to have Ron sub in because I was moving. And so everybody was like, okay, maybe we shouldn't be a part of that. But there was discussions related to the workforce and the unions. So that's an issue that will still rise. I need to circle back on the outcome of that. But other than that, it's just make sure everybody gets out to National Night Out. I will unfortunately be at Drill that week.
You want to go?
What?
Bridget?
Oh, yeah, I forget Bridget's on the phone. Sorry. Bridget.
How dare you? Actually,
The only thing I was going to say, Adam kind of beat me to it. I've had quite a bit of people reach out to me concerned about how things look on Douglas and Meredith. I know they're in process, but they look horrible for the amount of money that we've spent on them. So I don't know. I guess I'm with Adam to see if we can look into doing some better language in our contracts. I don't think spray grass is ever going to work for us. So I'm not sure what we can do, but for the amount of money that we spent, we've got to be able to make these projects look better.
The project hasn't been turned, this is Bob, but I'm here too. The project hasn't been turned over yet, has it? Curtis?
It has not. It has not, Mayor. John Larson just confirmed here.
Okay. Yeah, I have heard a lot of comments to it, and I appreciate it, and it's not good, but the bottom line is I believe the contractor has an obligation to get it established before it's turned over, so.
John's going to come up and address the.
Just one more thing to maybe point out that Meredith and 170th are a little, is a little different in the sense it's a DOT project, so it's not like our normal, there's not a warranty. They seed within the window. If you want it touched up, done again, you just keep paying till it gets to where you want it to be. So just making everybody aware, it's a little different with the DOT ones where, like the 104th one, that one is still the contractor's responsibility to make sure everything grows nice. So just a little difference when we have a DOT project.
Well, oh, go ahead.
Well, are you going to respond to that?
No, I was just going to throw it back to the mayor since he's on if he has any comments, but.
Bob, do you have any?
I have nothing further for tonight. I'm glad you mentioned National Night Out. That was the one thing I was going to mention.
And it just dawned on me, we are not going to have another city council meeting before Holt retires. So I just want to take a moment to say thank you for all of your service to the city. We're going to miss you around here.
You can still come back and talk to us on Citizens Forum all you want.
Yeah.
I'll be that grumpy old guy.
Yeah.
We're going to hold you to that.
Yes, that was good.
Thank you, Chief.
Yes, thank you, Chief.
All right. Is any other council members or the mayor or anybody online have any final things to say? No? Okay, then pursuant to Iowa Code 21.5, we are going to move into closed session. So please, do we have to vote on that? It's on the script. I didn't turn the page. Okay.
Get a vote on it.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Motion to enter closed session pursuant to Iowa Code 21.5 regarding real estate. Do I hear a motion? So moved by
Second.
Larry, second by Amy. Any discussion? Please vote.
Dog park grand opening next Thursday.
Oh, yes. For those that didn't hear that, there is the Grand Park, or Dog Park grand opening next Thursday. What time? 5:30 to 6:30 at the dog park. So, all right.
Got it.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Excellent addition. Okay, so that vote passes. All right, and we will move into closed session. Yeah, once she gets this switched over.
You gotta move from up here to over there.
We should just focus on the script. But,